Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I've been wanting to film this for, oh gosh, about 2 weeks now, and I have been kind of psyching myself up for it. I wanted to start by saying, for all of you who have been sending me messages asking me if I'm doing okay, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I have been missing off of here for exactly a year now. And in that year, it has been tough, difficult, and everything in between. I really haven't been putting my more personal type of life out on my channel before. Because it just felt so overwhelming, and I wanted to just kind of deal with it first, then kind of share in the middle of it. And I just never got in the middle, when you get to the beginning and then it just spiral out of control. So all I'm gonna say is that so the last video that I did was in February of 2021, and before that I had a car accident in January 2021. And I've never really shared this much, but I was with my partner, my kid's dad, for 19 years, and our relationship kind of broke down in 2019. My ideal situation was just for us to move on, stay, even if it was just kind of, I don't know, friendly because of the children and all that kind of stuff. But it didn't work out like that, unfortunately. It has been. I have been through things in my life, but this has been one of the most difficult things I have ever had to deal with. It has been emotionally, mentally, physically draining, challenging, tough, all the words you could use emotionally. I have been through it, and I'm sure there are lots of other women and men who've been through the same thing that I've been through and struggled the way I have. And I guess part of it was really just thinking that someone that you shared so much of your time with, for the two of you to be in a space that feels like you're in war, just was quite disabling for me. And I just couldn't wrap my head around it, and I kept asking the question over and over again. But I am at the place now where I don't ask that anymore. I mean, it is what it is now. I just have to learn to move forward with it and live with it the way it is. I'm still kind of vague, as you can tell, but in February, I've never been in a courthouse before, and for the past, from 2020 to now, I have been to court God knows how many times. I absolutely hate that that's what we're doing. I absolutely hate it. I really didn't want to go down this route, but it is where we got to, and there's not very much I can do about it except for just walking away, which I can. Not for my kids, I just can't. So in February, I found out that one of the biggest cases that we were going to be looking into was starting in March. So for that reason, I think the stress of it, the anxiety, oh my God, those are feelings that I always say, oh, you're anxious about something, oh, you're stressed about something. This was a different kind of level. It completely just shut me down, and I could barely hold my job. And then I had the kids to handle too. And I have had the best of friends who have been there, prayed with me, pick me up when I am completely just crumbling. And I cannot be so thankful. I mean, like, I can't name names. Honest to God, there are women who have black knees because of me for prayers, and I am so thankful for it. The court hearing, the legal side of things is still going on. So that's why I am kind of like this. But part of the issue was our house. So after February, I just didn't feel, when you're living in a space that you're fighting for, and it felt like a prison. I just couldn't bring myself to do anything to decorate it, I just couldn't do it. It just didn't. I just had no joy for my own space. I was helping other people do stuff, but it wasn't stuff that I could film and share. And because most of the time we're in COVID anyway, so I really couldn't do anything. But it was just one of those times where I just wanted to just deal with my personal life stuff and I had to take stock of what I could and couldn't cope with, and I just couldn't carry all YouTube and this on top of everything else. So that's the reason why I kind of took a back seat, tried to get myself to a space where I was a little bit more comfortable or a little bit more stronger, to be honest. I also have so I have moved, and I'm sure you can notice I have moved from that house now. So we have been here a few months, and I am finding my feet. But the most important thing for me is that I feel more at peace, if that makes sense. I feel more secure. I really can't explain it, but it feels like I feel a little bit more secure, more at peace. I feel like all the huge big things that I had to deal with, even though they're not completely done, but I can breathe again. And when you've had loads of sleepless nights and days when you wake up and you don't really just want to get out of bed, and you're thankful for the fact that you can at least, there were so many times when people just said to me, one foot in front of the other, that's all you can do. And so it's been super tough, but I am excited for this new chapter of our lives. I'm here. We have moved into this space. We didn't see the house before we moved here. So we literally just moved. We saw the house online through a company, a letting company, and we got it. We didn't have that many photos when we got here. It was interesting. So I have already painted the walls, but we're going to talk about that later on. I've already painted the walls. So because the first day when we were, I was like, listen, like, we're not gonna be in this house a week without this, with the walls, the colors the way I wasn't doing it. Anyway, so we painted the walls, but there's a lot more interesting things that I want to do with the space to make it ours. So we'll get there. And I'm really excited to take you guys on to this new adventure of my life. So then the third thing is I have changed the name of the channel, as you guys have noticed. It is called House of Zalman, and Zalman is a name that is very dear to my heart. It feels home to me, so I wanted my channel to feel like home to me. When I first started it a few years ago, I was just like, oh, I should call it something. You should give it a name. And I didn't, to be honest, I didn't really put too much thought into what I wanted it to be, what the future of the channel, what the future of it was, and all that kind of stuff. But I want to change that now. So I want to call it something that's dear to me, make it my home, a space where I can share inspirations and, give people ideas and that type of stuff, and, teach you how to do different things. So so that's what I wanted for it as well. So it's called House of Zalman. And I think that is the update for a year, in not this very short space of time. But I am truly grateful for all of you who have been sending me messages, asking me how I'm doing and what's going on. Unfortunately, I wasn't in a space where I could really share much at the time. I know I'm not really sharing much yet. That's because things are still pending, and I don't know how much of it I can share without getting into trouble. So I don't want to get into trouble. But in time, I am going to say some more stuff. I really do feel like, especially when you're getting into relationships, that you need to, whether you're in love, and obviously get into relationships because you're in love, but you have to think about, I know it's a horrible thing to say, but what if things go wrong? Where do I stand? And those were things I didn't think about, which has caused me not just money, a lot of money, a lot of heartache. And I think for me, it's more the stress. I mean, no amount of money can get rid of your stress. So it's all those things that you want to just kind of help you as well. And I think it helps if your relationship is ending, it doesn't end in such a vicious way that the two of you can't sit in the same space. If things are sorted when you used to have love for one another, if that makes sense. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I am super excited to be back. I am so looking forward to all the lovely things that we're going to do together. And if you are new, welcome. And yes, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for being so patient with me. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.